Beautiful Gemini family, hello and welcome to your May 2024 tarot forecast. I'm Ms. Eden and I'm really happy that you're here. Welcome Gemini, and happy birthday month for some of y'all. I know we're getting into the last half of May, some Gemini energy, Gemini season, so happy early birthday. This is going to be a general reading for my Gemini sun, moon, and rising sign. Know that whenever you find this reading, however, even if it's not right after I post it, but when you come across it, that there will be something in this message that was aligned for you to hear at that time, okay? So take what you align with from this message and then leave the rest for others. All right, my loves. If you would like to check out some of my other work, you can head on over to my Instagram. My link to that is in my bio, and you can check out some of the stuff that does not always cross over to my YouTube here. Feel free to follow me there. And thank you all so much for all of your subscriptions, your likes, and especially your comments. The family and the community that's growing here, I'm really loving. So sending you all so much love. And thank you all for so many of your wonderful comments, thoughts, shares. It really helps to hear how these readings resonate and align with you. So keep them coming, fam. I love it. I love it. Beautiful Gemini, let's get into your reading, all right? Let's try, the intro always, like, given the spiel gets me out of the zone. So let's just take 30 seconds to a minute, take some deep breaths, get us into a nice zone to receive our messages from the universe. Inhale in, nice and deep. Exhale out. I like to imagine that I'm exhaling out all the stagnant, stuck energy, right? And I'm breathing in kind of that bright white light, that clarity, if you will. Inhale in. And out. I'm going to do it one more time just to really clear this up. Thanks for your patience. Part of this work with doing it online in this 21st century age and technology age we live in is learning how to slow yourself down when everything online feels like it has to be so immediate. But really with tarot work and energy work in general, it's not something that can be rushed. And so thank you all for bearing with me for a moment as I get myself back into the zone, into the energy kind of frequency, to give you guys hopefully the clarity that y'all need for this month. So beautiful Gemini, starting off here you are. Here's my Geminis. We got the King of Swords for you this month, starting out in May. Y'all are coming into this month completely focused on the tasks ahead of you. I'm feeling many of my Geminis. Whether it's new projects, things that you've been launching, that you want to launch, new ideas, new creations, new businesses, new jobs. You've been navigating a lot of this energy without the heavy burdens of like that emotional back and forth. So that's really awesome, Gemini. You're like really in charge of your mind. You're using your mind well. You're using your intellect well, very smartly. That grammatically didn't sound right, but yes, you're using it very, very wisely. There you go. Red flag. Yeah, so that's excellent that you have a lot of clarity coming at you this month, and you'll see why as we get more into your reading. But moving through this month, you're all about that King of Swords energy, clarity. You are truth-seeking, not taking no bullshit, no like half-ass kind of half-truths, let's say, from anyone. You are only interested in getting to the bottom and the root of the matters so that you can learn what you need to learn and then keep it moving, keep your progress going, right? You don't want to be stuck, all right? There might be like a lot of that energy that you're moving out of, that stuckness. So now that you're feeling a little bit of energy, Gemini, and we're coming into Gemini season more and more with springtime, astrological new year, eclipse season is wrapped up, but we still are feeling that energy. And lo and behold, we have a new moon tomorrow. At the filming of this video, it's tomorrow in Taurus. So yeah, New moon in Taurus, money's on my Gemini's mind. Yeah, that's why I was like project. Y'all are working on something with money matters, how to make your stability and your financial, but not just financial, like your physical resources. I don't want to say just grow. Like this is all new and wonderful beginnings for your stability and your physical resources. You could say your finances. So if some of my Geminis just got new work, if they've just launched into maybe a business of their own, if they're partnering up with someone, it's boding very well. Like whatever you've gotten yourself into or are working on, Gemini, like it's looking good, but it's not like the ideas are solid, right? They're a good, you got a good foundation for that. So, but money's on the mind, like your resources, finances, that's what's kind of like all the energy that's surrounding my Gemini at this time. Yeah. And here we go. Here's where it starts to get a little for my Geminis. We have the Devil reverse card at the root, at the base of my Gemini's reading for May. So when it's in reverse, I always like to give the complete meaning of the card. It's important to understand the entire meaning, but when it's in reverse, this is a good thing for this card, the Devil. Maybe a lot of this energy that I'm going to talk about, many of my Geminis have already moved through, which is excellent. So, but maybe some of you are still moving through it, but you are almost at the end. Like we are moving through this Devil energy. So at the root right now for my Geminis this month, and this is coming in many different ways, depending on, again, this is a general reading, so for some of you it's going to affect and afflict y'all differently. Some of this is about the chains that we tie ourselves down with, that we do ourselves, right? The tying down that we do ourselves. Could be addictions, bad behavior, like traits, like, like negative kind of self-destructive behaviors is what I mean. But those things that do not positively serve our growth and our highest development, kind of like in line with our best, highest selves, right? This Devil energy has definitely been present, I think, a lot for the collective. So I think there's just there's also this other element of like, it doesn't have to be only Gemini's kind of like we're doing it to ourselves, right? Like we're our own own worst enemy and we're chaining ourselves down. Because again, if you look at, again, I'm sorry, like, I don't know the nudity policy on YouTube. I'm going to try, but anyway, I'm not going to like tape over my cards or anything. But I will try and be mindful of that. Sorry, y'all. It's art, but there is going to be some nudity sometimes. I'll give that a second. I just saw my computer glitch. I want to make sure we're good. Okay. So for some of my Geminis, yeah, like we might be doing this to ourselves. For others, it might be more that you're dealing with a very negative energy or have recently dealt with a negative energy. This could be a person, community, again, like, I'm getting a lot of lead back to like, these are like behaviors and traits, like kind of that aren't positively serving us, right? That are holding us down. But because this card is in reversed for my Geminis, even though it's at the root, I still see that it's deeply affecting many of you, even if many of you have moved through this energy and again have like conquered it, because you're not getting stuck in the emotion of it. You're able to see very clearly right now, beautiful Gemini, King of Swords energy. So you're cutting through a lot of the bullshit that you need to with this Devil energy to see things really clearly right now. And that's why this is coming up in reverse, because you have seen everything that you've needed to see with that Devil energy in order to make the best informed decision to move forward. And yeah, strength has been in your recent past position. You've needed a lot of strength to deal with this, Gemini. It has not been, that's why I'm like, it's not always an it's not always an inside energy, despite we do need a lot of inner strength to work through our own inner demons, our own inner devils, right? But for those of you that are dealing with the darkness externally, right, it's both cases have required a great deal of inner strength for my Geminis. It's been putting y'all to the test, but guess what? Y'all have been passing. The universe is like, y'all got this. You're doing great. We're going to give you the strength that you need, and not like harsh strength, to like not strength by force. This is like inner strength that comes from confidence, understanding, and compassion for the world around you. Like a deep understanding. So like there's no fear, because instead, in place of fear, understanding has come to live, which is that lovely? I mean, it definitely, when we learn new things, and when we take away some of the mystique of things that were a little bit spooky, it takes away the fear, right? Once we understand how something works or why something is. So, but again, my Geminis, I know, like, you're all kind of in the mind. I know you're very much a mental sign, air energy. So it's been hard for y'all to catch a break, to really allow yourselves to like, either you're pushing yourselves a lot with this like new kind of hustle, new work energy, new resources. So you're pushing yourselves a lot while simultaneously clearing a lot of negative energy. So there's been very little time recently, or I'm sorry, pardon me. This is crowning my Gemini's reading. So like, yeah, of late, but this month as well, like there might not be as much energy as you would like, Gemini, to take a break. But this is a reminder. Let me see if I can change side. There we go. This is a reminder that, like, it's always within your power, beautiful Gemini, to call for a break and a rest when you need to catch your breath. Okay? You are going to be seen, even though it's in reverse. Like, don't worry, you're being seen for all your beautiful hard work. So much so that I think some people want to, like, mess you up. Want to throw in, they want to jump on that bandwagon, but their energy is not the kind that you should be entertaining, beautiful Gemini. Strength. King of Swords. You are not entertaining that shit no more. Great. Good. Don't put up with it. But it is exhausting doing all this work. So it's, yeah, I don't mean to smile. I'm sorry. I'm just like, I totally resonate with that. So it's been hard to find a moment to catch your breath. But remember that, like, you're in charge of your own life. You can always call for a pause when you need to. And it's important. Rest is important. Okay? Pausing for a minute will give you the energy to be able to press forward the way that you want to. All right? And coming up kind of in the future, absolutely, money is still on the mind. Your resources are still on your mind. A lot of wonderful new innovations I'm feeling. Like, I'm picking up that, like, bubbly, sparkly Gemini mind and mental energy right now. And it's just feeling like y'all have so many good ideas going on the inside here. And there's some of them that you're launching. There's some of them that you're coming up and like, yeah, it's time to execute on this. But this page is actually a very slow moving energy. It's like, it's a youthful, fun, exuberant, like using that childlike exhilaration and exuberance to push you forward on a new project. But they're not in any hurry to like trip and stumble and make mistakes. They're going to move with caution. Taurus season. They're going to move with caution and a steady pace towards their goals, but they are very clearly focused on their goals in the physical, like their three-dimensional goals, what they want to manifest here in the 3D. Yeah, that's why you don't got no time for this other business, this other shit. You're like moving past it. Yes. So again, it's like for you, Gemini, it's like a wave this month. It's like ups and downs and hard work in between, right? Like, think about if you're on the boat in a very choppy water, like those people on the boat are having to work very, very hard and not allow themselves much rest in order to just make sure that boat stays afloat. I feel like that's the energy that a lot of my Geminis are experiencing for May. Because yeah, here y'all are right now, the moon. This is a very intuitive card, but it's like, y'all are spooked. Y'all are spooked by some stuff, and it's definitely that devil energy that y'all have moved through. It tested a lot of you in new ways that you really had to show up for yourself, clearing a lot of this darkness, this devil energy, or are still working on it. You know, you're moving through it. But again, you're going to succeed. You're moving through it. You're kind of, the worst is behind many of my Geminis. But that doesn't mean that it didn't take its toll. And the moon is all about intuition. It's about following that primal instinct. And again, you have this delicate balance. You're this King of Swords energy, which is very intellectual. very smart, going to make those smart moves, disassociated from emotion that's going to kind of muddy things up, right? But the moon is kind of getting in the way a little bit. Might be blocking some of my Geminis at this time. That it might be blocking that King of Swords energy is what I mean. Because the moon is here to, bring out a little bit of those fears, those like primal fears. This is that fight, flight, or freeze energy. When you kind of sense or smell something's up, that something ain't right, right? And I would say, for the most part, trust your intuition, Gemini. Absolutely. Like, trust that intuition. Don't let it overwhelm you. This card didn't come out reversed, which is very good. That's when, like, you're, like, it's almost like psychosis. Like, you're letting the thoughts really overwhelm you and become a little bit too much, a little too extra. But this is just like, yeah, you've been through the trenches, so you're still, like, your guard's up. And your intuition's on point right now. Like, it's up, like your little radar. It's like, still, again, you're constantly strength, but also protection. Like, you're like, I don't know if I'm out of the woods yet. Yeah, it's a very, very much a wise decision. You don't got to always let your guard down immediately, right? Here's how others are seeing my Gemini this month. Wheel of Fortune reversed. So others may not fully be aware of what's going on behind the scenes in my Gemini's life, that you are indeed creating and manifesting a bunch of new stuff in the physical, right? That Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, star energy, like, you're being seen, but people are picking up on your vibe. Like, so that's why I'm thinking that devil energy is like, it might be a lot of external energy for a lot of my Geminis, because the wheel is always turning, right? You can have good times and bad times, but it doesn't stay in one place forever. When the Wheel of Fortune card is flipped, it might be like we're swinging into, like, a not so great time, right? Before we swing back into a smoother period. So yeah, this is like, people might be seeing that, like, maybe you're not going through a great time right now. And certainly the people, if Gemini's about to deal with anyone or any community in particular that's been some harsh negative energy, like, they definitely know what they've done, and that they've turned your wheel upside down a little bit. But again, that wheel's always turning, Gem. That wheel's always turning. It's not going to stay down, and nor will you forever, because hopes and fears, you are, like, looking towards the future. Yeah, like, again, look, like, you're focused on your goals. You are putting your mind, your energy, your resources, all of it towards these new beginnings, these, like, what could I have for myself? What could I create for myself? But this is kind of the stillness before we launch off on that new adventure. So again, for some of my Geminis, we might be just starting out on a new journey having to do with our resources, our money, our stability. For some of you, you might be hesitating a little bit to launch some of those projects. Or you might have gotten, like, maybe pushed back, a delay a little bit because you've had to be dealing with some other business this month. Yeah, absolutely. So you're kind of like, that's your hopes and fears this month. You're like, ooh, I see the world. I see all these possibilities that are open to me, but am I going to get there? Am I going to have that opportunity? Yeah, you will. But the lesson for my Gemini this month is to move slow, especially with your resources. Be mindful and not just... Sorry, I was going to get tongue-tied, but I just got a King of Swords energy. Like, you got to be on your intellect, and you are. Like, this is the energy you came into the month with, so you got it, but you need to make sure you are harnessing and manifesting this energy of the King of Swords, because final card for the month is the Five of Wands. This is too much business going on in maybe the mind, too many opinions coming in, right? Competition. You might have some competition that you're dealing with, beautiful Gemini. Yeah. So again, whoever you're competing against, like, I think they really see you, and they see you on your hustle. They see that you have it together. And some of you, like, again, that devil, they might be trying to throw wrenches in your tracks, but you're resilient. You've got this. You've got bigger picture in mind for yourself. And yeah, when I check bottom of the deck, this is how I know it's coming. A lot of y'all, it's coming externally. We got 7 of Swords. I'm sorry, I have trouble with this camera. I usually do it on my phone. I'm doing it on the computer this time, so it's like reversed. Yeah, 7 of Swords and its energy for my beautiful Gemini's bottom of the deck. You got someone sneaky. Someone's not telling the truth. Someone's lying. So be careful about, as you're building this new business, as you're moving into these, like, this new stability, new money, be careful who you trust this month, Gemini. Be very, like, suss them out real hard. Real hard. I want just a little bit more clarity on that 5 of Wands. Shoot. Yeah, beautiful Gemini, it's about your choices. 2 of Pentacles. It's the choices you make. Like, don't get caught up in this mess, this chatter. If you manage to avoid and not get caught up in that mess, you're going to be victorious with whatever you're putting your mind to. New and endings and new beginnings. But this is like new beginnings where you've learned everything you've needed to learn through the process and the stage before, the chapter before. You've got the lessons and you're moving on with those lessons to work your magic. Wow, Gem. Wow. Love it for you. So this month, let's hear from our animal spirit guides for my Gem. What animal spirit guide will be best to bring protection and guidance to my Geminis? They deal with some shady energies as they move through bringing themselves more stability, more security. What animal spirit guide would be best for my Geminis to work with this month of May? Spirit. Shit. Tiger. Claim your power, Gemini. Claim your fucking power. Yeah, absolutely. Call on Tiger when shit starts getting real. We're going to do a Moonology pull for you as well. That was the Animal Apothecary deck that I just pulled from. Now we're going to do the Moonology manifestation cards. While I was shuffling and getting these ready, focusing on Gemini, this card fell out. The first quarter moon in Scorpio. Release your blocks, Gemini. That's a lot about what this release work with the Devil card has been. Releasing those blocks and the strength to move through that release period. It's been a lot of heavy for my Geminis, I see. Good, because it seemed really heavy. Last quarter moon in Leo. Lighten up. Lighten up, Gemini. Yeah, that's right. It's going to be birthday season. You got Jupiter coming into your sign as well. So at the end of the month, Jupiter is moving from Taurus into Gemini. Everything that Gemini touches is going to be expanded. Jupiter is the expander planet. It's the knowledge seeker. Yeah, y'all, like, make sure that what you're focusing on, Gemini, is expanding that good shit for you. Not the bad shit, the good shit. And first quarter moon in Cancer. Push through any insecurity. Yeah, stay with that King of Swords energy. Know that you got it. You have all the power you need inside to make the best decisions for you, my beautiful Gemini. All right, loves? Wow. Gemini, what a powerful month for you. There is a lot of clearing work, a lot of deep emotional release. But you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing that my Geminis have made so much progress that it's like no problem for y'all to see any kind of problem situation and be like, I'm going to weed that out of my life. You know, I don't need that in here. So Gemini, I'm excited to hear where your month of May goes. Please light up the chat with I want to hear, like, how's your May going? Throw me some good energy with hoping that Gemini's May is really a beautiful and creative and prosperous period. Sending you much love, Gemini.